Yo, what's up everyone? So today I want to talk about Elden Ring bosses and their difficulty. So, these days I've been watching some Elden Ring videos, to see some cool glitches, some cool routes that you can do in the game. That's usually what I like to do with this game after I finish them. It's like look up cool stuff that you can do and try and do that, become super fucking OP early and stuff. But yeah, I've also stumbled upon quite a few videos, like in this particular rabbit hole where some people say that oh yeah, Elden Ring bosses, they're super hard. Some people say, yeah, no, they're not hard. It's actually quite easy. Not, they don't say that they're easy, but they're yeah, they're tough but fair. And honestly, I mean, I will give my opinion, but to preface it, I will say that I beat the game using my basic axe weapon that you get with the starting class, and I used 100 100 physical blocking shield. And honestly, the game I mean, now that I think about it, after beating it, it was like the boss were not actually that hard. I mean, maybe I'm misremembering. Maybe I remember badly because the hardest part for me was definitely knowing where to go, which is like the thing that I had to look up the most. And the only thing I quote unquote looked up about bosses was like uh, how to activate Rodan and how to and where to find some upgrade materials when I couldn't beat a boss to upgrade a bit my weapon. And honestly, yeah, remembering it back, they don't seem that hard, but thinking about it, I'm pretty sure this is the game that took me the most time with bosses. I took at least 2 to 3 hours with some bosses. They're actually quite hard, or I played them for like 2 hours one day, and then when I came back the day after, I immediately beat them. You know how it goes. It's like probably you get tilted, then you come back, and they're like quite easy because you figured them out already. But yeah, I don't know. It's like obviously everyone is gonna have a different experience with bosses because, of course, you can play these games like 1,000 different ways. For example, I didn't use spirit ashes or ashes of war for yeah pretty much the entire game. Uh, I didn't touch those things. I pretty much I most of the game I wound my way through the game. I didn't. I mean, I kind of got that there were guard counters and stuff, which I thought was the only way to break the boss's postures. But yeah, then I also kind of discovered that the R2 heavy attacks do also poise damage. For example, after I beat the game, I also discovered that jumping attacks are a thing to break the boss's poise and to avoid some attacks. I mean, I already knew that you could avoid some attacks, but also didn't use those. And yeah, honestly, the game, the bosses were not that hard. I did not. Also, I will say this: I did not beat that many bosses. I pretty much did only the mandatory one, and I only did a bit of exploration in Limgrave and Liurnia. But yeah, I will say definitely the Elden Ring bosses. They are the most difficult ones. I mean, I haven't played Bloodborne and Sekiro, I will say that, but they're also the ones that you have the most ways to help you deal with them, if that makes sense. Yes, you probably are gonna have a bit of a tougher time if you're like gonna do the Dark Souls 1 through 3 playstyle, aka dodge R1, dodge R1, dodge R1. But honestly, even then, like you could probably beat the game that way, and you don't even need like that much like OP build or anything like yeah, like I don't know how to describe it. Like they're easy, but they're not. Like of course, once you beat the game, if you go back, they're like super easy. I would say, even if you like beat them other ways. But yeah, I would say like if you if you use everything the game gives you, aka like also Ashes of War and summons, which is like the most basic thing, and you kind of understand like the breaking posture concept from the beginning, yes, the bosses are actually quite easy, I will say. But if you play like normally with just R1s, they're still not that hard. Like what I've seen is that people said that like they have undodgeable attacks and they're like too hard, but like they're really not. Like some attacks are like quite scary and I would also say like hard to dodge. Like Marget, the first time that you meet him, like his ultra spin attack, that's like quite undodgeable, I will say, until you see someone do it or like look it up. But yeah, other than that, like in fact, the second time that you fight him, he's like super freaking easy, like because you remember some of his combos. So it is like trying an error in that sense, also. Like, sorry, the names I'm confused. Like Godfrey, no, Godric, no, the guy that basically has the lion. Like you first fighting like in his spirit form, which is like it's like quite hard, but it's actually super easy once you get his timings. And then when you fight him like as the uh, second to last boss, his first phase, it basically is super easy for you because I mean you're gonna die basically once to his like earthquake, his super earthquake attack, and then you're gonna shit on him pretty much always until he gets to his second phase. So yeah, overall, like I would say this: if you use everything to your disposal, the bosses are easy. If you still wanna play like in a restricted way, what is not even that restricted way, like you can always like get a bunch of levels and use a bunch of like talismans. So they're still a bit hard, but I'd say like the bosses that are gonna take you time are like Morget, Godric, no, not even Renala, like maybe Radan if you're fighting one on one without using the horse. I mean, yeah, Radan even using the horse, it's gonna take you a bit, but not that much. Who else? Like Morgoth the second time you fight. In fact, I would say Morgoth is the one that like gave me the most trouble, and he didn't give me the most trouble, but I had to look up like where to get some materials to upgrade my weapon. Morgoth, Fire Giant, maybe if you're fighting like without horse. What else? Like Malekith, his first phase, his second phase is like once you once you know when to heal, once you should like develop your healing technique and know when you're gonna heal, is actually super freaking easy. The second phase is much easier. I mean, even the first phase, if you use a shield, is super easy. I would say the only like hard thing about him is that he basically one shots you if he catches you in his second phase, and you're gonna panic and you're gonna wanna heal, and your HP is burning, and if you try and heal, he like starts his freaking combos. So basically, you have to like heal only when he like gives you space. But yeah, his second phase is actually easier in my opinion. I mean, Gideon, he's super annoying. He's like a shit boss. I would just say that he's a shit boss. Well, it's cool to fight him, but he's just straight up annoying. It's not fun. You aren't dodging stuff and having fun. You're just like hoping to get it over with quickly. And then yeah, Godfrey, his his first phase super easy because you've already basically fought him. Second phase, it's like that's also like not super hard to deal with, except his grab attack. That's bullshit. I will say it's like that's the equivalent to Morgul's like freaking ultra freaking pirate attack. And then yeah, I will say like uh, and the Radagon and Elden Beast like Radagon, yeah, it takes you a few tries, but I'd say he's mostly fair. The only thing is like when he does the multiple shot and if he starts like teleporting super fast, it may be like a bit hard, but not even that much. Like the hardest part is like trying to beat him without using too many flasks because then you're gonna have to fight the Elden Beast. And I mean, Elden Beast, like even if it's not hard, it's gonna make you use some flasks because like he's gonna run around the arena. You're gonna get frustrated. You're gonna take some damage at random, and yeah, like it's not super hard. Like I will say, like the hardest bosses are like Morgoth the first time, like and Morgoth the second time you fight him. Uh, I would say like maybe the first time that you fight him is like harder in your first playthrough because maybe you're not used to the mechanics of the game. But then I would say like on subsequent playthroughs, maybe the second time you fight him is harder. And yeah, I would say like Godric is pretty hard. I mean, Godfrey second phase, he's like first time that you fight him, he's hard, but just because of the grab. And I will say Malekith, his first phase, yeah, that's a bit hard. Second phase, I honestly believe that like if he didn't do that much damage, like people would not complain about that guy. Yeah, also like Radagon, his only move is like if he starts doing a bunch of teleports. That's like maybe annoying, but and yes, of course, I would say Malenia. Like she's not a bad fight. It's just she literally has unfun mechanics in her kit, which is like the healing and the waterfall dance. Like, and also apparently I watched a bunch of videos and almost no one dies to her. Like, and everyone says that like the problem in her second phase is her aggression, but like I honestly most of the time that I died to her without looking like when to punish her, it was like to Scarlet Rot because I was using a shield, but and yeah, like with the shield, you can't actually play it slow against her because if you use a shield, she's gonna heal a lot, and you actually have to be quite aggressive against her and like dodge through most of the stuff. But yeah, like also like people say that like her like fucking Ghost Knight's attack is actually hard, but like that one is actually I literally dodged it like without even intending to the first few times that she did it to me because honestly it's basically just like waterfall dance like just start running and start like spam rolling and you probably dodge it. But yeah, overall, like also like the other additional bosses, they're not. I don't know. I fought them when I was already over leveled. I think let's say this axe. I'm sure he's hard if you fight him at the right level. But also maybe 40 sacks. Also he may be hard. Maybe Estelle. I will say Rykard is like as long as you have the HP to fight him, nothing's gonna change because I mean you're just gonna use your weapon and run around the arena and poke him. So I don't think he's that hard. But yeah, overall, I think the bosses are hard but fair in your first playthrough, and then on subsequent playthroughs, honestly, they're not that hard. Maybe maybe some of the late game bosses, but yeah, I think like not really like once you kind of know like I will say the trick to the bosses, they're actually quite easy, and that's like if you don't use like the 50 fucking things that the game gives you to make you stronger, or if you don't look stuff up, which honestly I think if you look stuff up in this game, it's fine. Like I played Dark Souls 1, which was my first of these kind of games, basically having watched a full playthrough before, and I mean I struggled at the beginning, and I had to look stuff up anyway, and I still had my fun. Literally, like you can replay it and do fun stuff. So yeah, I also don't get like the elitist like Dark Souls fan like being like, oh yeah, you beat it, yo, you beat this boss so using like the summons. Like just shut up, like just let people enjoy the game. Also, like people, for example, people say that like using magic is like makes the game super easy. Honestly, I, every time I try to play like a mage class, I literally die 50 times in the early game, and I'm like, how the fuck do people play this shit? Like, I usually play like a strength build with a freaking shield in like one hand weapon, one weapon, shield, strength, endurance, and vitality. Then I'm good to go. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe people just like to complain for like complaints sake. So just let them do it. Just let them have their fun. I just wanted to give my opinion. Anyways, that's it. See ya.